Hello everyone and thanks for watching Edupedia videos. Today we are going to learn what is the ideal framework for the compensation policy. Let us see the introduction to the compensation. Money received in performance of work and many kinds of services and benefits that an organization provides to the employee is known as compensation. It is the systematic approach to providing monetary value to the employees in exchange for the work performed. Compensation is a tool by which management ensures that there is existence of the organization. Compensation should be adjustable to the goals. It should be as per the available resources and needs of the business. All forms of tangible benefits and financial returns that an employee receives as a part of employment relationship can be framed into compensation. It is the integral part of HRM that helps in motivating the employee and increases the effectiveness of an organization by paying salary or wage. What is salary or wage? It is remuneration for labor, which is known as wage. It can be termed as a contractual income. It is a piece of time which is agreed upon before the product is sold. Salary is calculated either monthly or annually. They are the earnings which are related to the remuneration received in cash and kind at regular intervals for the time worked with and remuneration for time which was not worked. The salary excludes social security and pension schemes which ideally form part of the compensation policy. Now, the traditional system of compensation says that it has to follow the instructions. There are physical needs of job security, increments, and the compensation policy has to cover. But now certain things are changed. We can say that the psychological needs are also important. The self-actualization needs, the security for safety, pension, insurance is also part of compensation. There is the need to emphasize and recognize the importance of participative management. The compensation has to get aligned to the business goals and strategies. It has to include monetary and non-monetary benefit. And now the compensation should be competitive. What are the objectives of compensation? To recruit and retain qualified people, to have enthusiastic and delighted employees, motivation, retain skilled and talented staff, internal and external equity, reduce turnover, loyalty, equality and fairness in terms of pay of work, reward for the exceptional performances, cost control and compliance with the legal regulations. Most important element in the employment relationship is compensation. It ensures that there is equal interest to all the participants of the organization. For employer, cost and performance is important. For employee, decent standard of living is important. For government and other stakeholders, employment, inflation and purchasing power are the important elements. Compensation is fair if it is based on the systematic components. Now let us see what are the components of compensation. Very important component is job description, wherein the responsibilities, duties, functions to an individual or group are mentioned in writing. Job analysis, it is developed from job description. Job evaluation, it tells you the worth of a job. Pay structure, grades, standardizing the compensation, all form part of it. Salary survey, it may be purchased or it may be conducted on your own, knowing the comparative salaries offered in other organizations. Policies and regulations, fair compensation, internal and external equity. The total compensation package should consist of direct compensation, indirect compensation and non-monetary compensation. What are core components of compensation? Indirect compensation, basic pay generally forms the first component. It is determined according to the level of skill, effort and responsibility required to perform the job. Second forms the bonus. For an exceptional performance, gift or reward or for any other special occasions, bonus is allotted. Bonus is generally a short term. It is a gift over and above what is normally due as a remuneration to the receiver. There are 4 types of bonus: production bonus, bonus as an implied term of contract between the parties, customary bonus and profit bonus. Statutory recognition in payment of bonus act depends on the profits in the relevant year. Executives deserve more than the non-managerial staff. Let us see what is direct compensation. Direct compensation is long-term incentives or stock options, that is, right to buy a piece of business. Perks, in addition to normally allowed perks like PF Gratuity, it should also include vacations, membership cards, well-furnished houses, telephone bills, car, fuel, driver, servants, etc. The components of indirect compensation can be flexi hours, elder care, retirement schemes, laundry, tickets, childcare, clothing and paid leaves. Non-monetary benefit, it forms the elements like praise and recognition, job responsibilities, work conditions, etc. Now let us see what are the factors which are responsible for the framework of compensation. Number 1, demand and supply of labor, wherein the applicability of Minimum Wages Act 1948 is must. Then the rate of compensation is as per the ongoing rate in the market, and also the productivity is one major factor on which rate of compensation is dependent. Next is the cost of living, wherein DA, that is dearness allowance, is added and basic pay has to be remain undisturbed, and there is the need, if need persists, there should be the sacrifice for the merit pay. Next is society. Supreme Court keeps social and ethical considerations in adjusting to the wages and salary disputes. Next component is labor union, wherein the comparable pay is mentioned as per the accurate labor market data. Cost of living allowance has to be given as per the labor representation. Other legislations include Payment of Wages Act. There shouldn't be any irregularities or no unauthorized deductions should be made. The Minimum Wages Act 1948. Central and state government acts to be fixed in swatted industries. Equal Remuneration Act 1976. Equal Pay Act 1963. The Companies Act 1956. Wage boards, tribunals and fair wages committees. These are all the applicable legislations which are required while framing the structure of compensation. Other factors will include internal compensation policies, fairness, maintain equity, pay leaders, market rate, pay followers, organizational ability to pay, job analysis and job description, and employee. This forms the other relevant elements of the compensation framework. What accounts for individual differences in pay within the organization? Number 1, education, experience, performance, product market, labor market. These are all the factors or determinants which play a crucial role in pay determination. Then the next important pay determination is product market and labor market. Competitive disadvantage for a firm in the product market is there if the labor cost is higher than those of the competitors, and such costs are reflected in high prices of product. For example, Hindustan Motors products have higher labor cost than Maruti Udyog. Competitive prices by Hindustan Motors are difficult. Similarly, labor market competition is there in labor market. Competition is there for technicians and managers also. Lower pay level will be a problem to attract or retain the labor. Other important aspect in the compensation determination is fringe benefit. Fringe benefit is remuneration received that cannot be measured. It is other than the salary, or you can say the supplementary services are also known as fringe benefits. It is additional to the regular wages and it is not the substitute for salary. It is primarily for the benefit of an employee which can be expressed in terms of cash, and it is also different from welfare services. If there is no relation to the employment, then it is not a fringe benefit. So fringe benefit is nothing but additional benefits which can be expressed in terms of cash given to an employee along with the regular salary and wages. Classifications of fringe benefit: for employee security, retirement plans, social security, unemployment compensation, etc. can be formed as a part of fringe benefit. Now, this will increase the satisfaction, which would reflect on reduction in turnover. Some vacations, sick leaves, holidays, discounts on companies' goods and services are also part of fringe benefits. Statutory benefits would include medical care, gratuity, PF, etc. Contractual agreements or contractual benefits, it would include an agreement, DA, HRA, city allowance, night shift allowance, etc. Voluntary benefits would be given unilaterally by the company. There will be an incentive for family planning, washing allowance, or any other referral rewards. Now, how to manage the compensation as per the business goals and strategies? The key designing in any compensation is to develop the understanding of the firm's vision and direction of the organization. Failure to abide it leads to demotivation. Now, guidelines should begin from the top to form the framework for the compensation. Examine the better strategy and ensure that it ends in proper implementation. There are various steps that helps in designing the performance-based compensation strategy and designing it as per organization's design. There should be the use of adequate incentive plans. Those who are giving 100% may not show any improvement, but for the middle and bottom level, it is required to give them an opportunity for a significant change. Now, what is the use of this compensation? Compensation is mainly used as a retention strategy. It is used as a retention strategy for effective performance management system, for flexible work schedule, for advancement opportunities, for managing poor performance. Now, only terms and conditions are not the keys. It is always important to benchmark the salaries and benefits and communicate it to the employees. The focus should always be on right person for a right job and at a right time. The emphasis should also be on career development and promotion should be regularized. Here we have studied the ideal framework for the compensation policy. Thanks for watching Edupedia video.